If you haven't watched any part of our story yet, don't worry. I've put everything together so you can enjoy the full story. And if you've already seen the previous parts, just go to the timestamp on the screen and enjoy the video. On April 19th, 1995, the United States woke up to one of the bloodiest incidents in its history. "168 people died that day due to a terrorist attack carried out by two right-wing individuals. They detonated a car bomb in a federal building in Oklahoma City. The case did not last long, and quickly those who carried out the operation were identified and the file was closed. But it was hiding a dark truth. In that period, there was an ordinary young man, neither a journalist nor a detective, nor a person searching for the truth. This young man's name was Ravi. Ravi spent his days documenting with a VHS camera, recording meaningless clips, capturing emptiness, filming a musical evening, hanging out with friends, laughter, and other things. Later, when Ravi was reviewing the recording tape, he noticed something that was not supposed to be there. While he was at work, the camera unintentionally recorded a conversation. A conversation between an executive officer at Monsanto Company and a director at DBR Company. A conversation that was not meant to be heard, because it indicated that whoever was behind the explosion that day was not who people thought.
Back to the hotel that night and was listening to the footage, I realized I recorded a Monsanto exec joking with a DPR manager about a sick kid, referring to it as the bug-eyed one. And sure, I like making fun of diseased kids as much as the next guy, but right after that, one of them basically admitted to fault, which, mind you, they aren't doing publicly at all. They said something along the lines of, well, hey, if we accidentally push out the entire county, you might just get that ranch you always wanted.
What you are watching now is only the first part of a VHS tape that was found and uploaded to YouTube on September 13th, 2024, which means 29 years after the tape was recorded. And if you thought the conversation Ravi was talking about was serious, you were really not ready for what happened to him afterward. In the middle of his story about his discovery of that conversation, we suddenly see the video being sped up. This means that we are watching the recording through someone who controls the video's movement. He displays the parts he wants us to see, and currently we have no idea who this person controlling the video is. After speeding up, we see the young man Ravi returning home and sitting down to finish some work. Then we hear him making a phone call. It is not clear who he is talking to, perhaps the owner of the house or his housemates. From the call, we understand he is asking with some concern whether someone was supposed to be working in the basement of the house today, or simply the cellar. Is there supposed to be an inspection or maintenance there? Because he hears sounds coming from there. This is what we can hear as well during the call.
Sorry, I think I'm gonna have to play. This is Ravi. I'm a tenant in the upstairs at Fairmont. Yeah, that's me. I was just calling to ask to see if there's anybody supposed to be checking out the downstairs today. Okay, so no like maintenance or anything?
Ravi immediately heads to check the cellar, thinking someone had broken in.
Hey! Someone there?
Oh, fuck me.
The glass door leading outside has been shattered.
Shit.
Hey! Someone here?
He sees that the sound is still there, coming from what seems to be a storage closet in the cellar, so he tries to approach it. Ravi finds nothing, so he decides to check from the other side. He moves forward cautiously and with some hesitation, trying to examine every corner of the cellar. At one point, he hears a different sound, a strange noise that sounds like some kind of hiss. Ravi follows the source of this sound and finds this crack, or rather this opening, in the wall, which makes Ravi wonder how this happened. When he approaches it, he sees that it leads to a room that is not supposed to be here, and we see that at the end of it there appears to be a narrow passage emitting a yellowish or greenish glow. Ravi takes a few slow steps, and before he has enough time to process what he sees in front of him, this happens. Ravi breaks through reality and has most likely fallen into what are called the backrooms. And without any further delay, guys, this topic requires you to take all your time, bring something warm, and put on headphones. Ravi breaks through reality and finds himself in this place that looks like a spacious office room. We can hear soft music playing. Ravi looks at the point from which he fell, which was a safe door, obviously something that makes no sense. We see Ravi trying to climb inside the safe to go back the way he fell, but he finds the place blocked. Ravi has no choice but to start wandering around the room he fell into and explore the place. Immediately, guys, regardless of the fact that his being here makes no sense in the first place. This might be because of the way the office furniture is arranged. Why would an office, or an office room, have so many safes of this kind? I'm not an expert, but I think this type, which we usually find in kitchens, is also present here. The presence of this concrete wall is strange. Is it some kind of decoration? Perhaps, but personally I don't think so. These details are what give the feeling that something is wrong with this place. Ravi exits through the room's door, trying to explore the place to find a way out.
I don't understand. How is this even here?
For a moment, he slows down in front of this office chair as if he noticed something wrong with it. We can clearly see that its proportions are illogical. Focusing on this will increase your sense of strangeness, and some may even find it unsettling. Ravi, even though he stopped at this chair, apparently hasn't yet focused on the strangeness of the details. That is logical, He is already in a place where he shouldn't be, and is still under the influence of astonishment and tension. But things will change, because after only a few steps he will come across the first clearly illogical feature that he cannot miss. Now we can confirm that the concrete wall is not here for decoration. Of course, we won't stop at every illogical detail every time, so I'll point out some quickly, according to their degree of strangeness and our feeling that something is wrong. Ravi finds a dark room and sees a strange narrow passage at the bottom of the wall. He goes back the way he came to find another route, but he finds that the path he came from, where the strange chair was, has had its lights turned off, and on top of that, he finds the door has been closed.
What the fuck? You're kidding me? Are you serious?
Ravi has no choice but to turn back, and while doing so, the lights come back on. Ravi is puzzled by this but doesn't think much about it, and continues back to that dark room where the narrow passage is. He goes through it and manages to reach the other side. Immediately, Ravi is once again surprised by the shape and strangeness of the room he arrived in. We can see that there is a microwave placed in a gap in the wall. This confirms to us that there are kitchen elements present in a place with an office design. After Ravi passes by several strange and illogical items, he finds a cabinet and sees that behind it there is a passage. We may wonder whether this cabinet is placed in the wrong place like the rest of what we've seen so far, or whether it was put here to block the passage for some reason. Whatever it may be, Ravi moves the cabinet and goes through the passage. When he reaches the other side of the passage, he sees a door on the right and another on the left. He glances at the carpet on the floor, which I think is used to teach children proper behavior on the roads. Then he chooses the door on the right and proceeds through it. He finds himself in this spacious room that looks like a sofa showroom. As he moves forward, he sees a door with a sign above it indicating an exit, which gives Ravi some hope.
Like this.
Instead of the exit, we clearly see that Ravi has entered a different area.
Okay.
He moves through this place, and at one point passes by this door. We see that many chairs have been placed against it, as if someone wanted to block it. This brings us back to the earlier question about the cabinet. But here it is obvious that this door has been blocked, and immediately, we wonder why someone would do that. Is there something they tried to prevent from entering here? And what was the reason? We can also notice that this place has clear mold stains and some scattered things.
This better be an exit.
Ravi reaches this room that looks different from the rest of the place. First, he smells a strange odor and sees that the place is somewhat damaged, with more traces of mold. There are also many books and objects forming a circle, and in the middle there is what appears to be a symbol, as if marking a specific point. Moments later, he sees something in a dark corner that startles him.
Oh my
He
god.
cannot see or understand what he saw, because Ravi hears a sound that makes him point the camera toward its source.
I'm trying to leave. I don't want any trouble.
Ravi acts somewhat smartly. He doesn't wait to see who or what made the sound. He immediately moves away. Apparently, what he saw in that corner is what made him more cautious. At the same time, he doesn't go too far, to give himself a chance to see if perhaps there is someone making the sound, someone who could help. But with each step, Ravi begins to feel that whoever is making the sound makes him feel more threatened, which only makes him move further away. Ravi moves far enough and goes back through the door he came from, closing it behind him. When he notices that the thing is not following, he sets out to find another way.
Hello? Hey!
We see him quickly exit through the first door and head rapidly toward the second door we saw earlier, and that thing, whatever it is still chasing him. Ravi continues trying to get away until he comes across the following, which made my body shiver.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Up until this moment, Ravi thought he was still in some underground place, a large basement, a secret facility, or an abandoned catacomb. But after seeing this scene, he realized that he is not in a place that can be explained, a place incomprehensible, illogical, extending to immense dimensions he cannot grasp. Only now did the real panic begin to creep in.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ravi has no time to stop and analyze what he saw. That thing might be behind him, so he continues through the hallway until he reaches a large, dark room. He looks behind him and sees no one, then notices a switch beside him and turns on the light. He discovers that the large room in front of him is what appears to be a strange, enclosed courtyard. We see what looks like a small house, but it seems empty, with only walls. A trash can, a lamppost, a children's slide, a strange path in the ground. I also want to alert everyone that the music you hear in the background is music emanating from the place he is in, not something I added. Before Ravi can think of anything, he realizes that the light from the place has attracted the attention of the thing chasing him, so he turns the lights off again and tries to hide. Ravi continues trying to get away from that thing, and then he reaches an area whose architecture might be familiar to many of you. A musty carpet, yellow wall, and the sound of fluorescent lights buzzing. It appears to be an apartment, and we notice the floor is sensitive, making a clicking sound from Ravi's weight. He wanders for a moment and sees a hallway with a staircase beside it. He climbs the stairs and tries to see what is above. He glimpses a bag of chips and what looks like a Buddhist idol. Also, for a moment we can glimpse a narrow passage with a staircase leading to a place with red light. Ravi goes down the stairs and takes the hallway. Then he begins to hear a sound and tries to reach its source. He discovers that the source is speakers located in a large hall with a large fan in the ceiling. Before entering, he notices a sign on the wall and approaches it. After some time, since this video was uploaded, the origin of this sign was discovered online, and it was found in high quality. It is a sign from a hospital named Arcadia, located in Southern California. It is a notice for a specific program dated Sunday, October 16th, 2022. And of course, the first question that will come to your mind: why is there a sign from the year 2022 inside this place? Knowing that Ravi's recording of this video is from 1995. Also on the sign we see this logo, which is the logo of an association for Buddhist culture. Could this be related to the Buddhist idol we saw earlier? Anyway, Ravi then enters the place where the speakers are, and we can hear that sound it emits, which creates a strange atmosphere. Moments after exploring the place, he comes across this thing. You might find it hard to understand what it is. After some quick research, I understood that it is a radio tower. And yes, there is no logic in having a radio tower in an enclosed space like this. Usually they are located in open areas to cover large distances. Ravi walks around the tower, and at several moments we see pictures bearing the symbol that looks like the sun. He also sees several musical instruments and equipment, among them a live radio. Ravi tries to use it to ask for help.
Come on, come on.
Radio check. Does anyone copy? Radio check, radio check. Do you copy? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Does anybody copy?
Unfortunately, no one answers him, until a moment when he begins to hear a distorted, unclear sound.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
At first, Ravi is happy and thinks someone is answering him on the radio, but then he realizes the sound is coming from another direction, so he decides to head toward it. One moment when he glimpses this water faucet, and before continuing on his way, we see him go back to focus on it for a short moment. This point has been talked about a lot on the internet. It shows that Ravi behaves realistically, as if he wondered at that moment what this faucet was doing here. Anyway, if you need water, now you know where to look. Ravi continues toward the sound, and the closer he gets, the clearer it becomes. It sounds like a woman's voice, but it remains unclear. Ravi hesitates a bit, not knowing what might appear. Then he understands the sound is coming from this door, so he decides to open it. We see Ravi has returned to the enclosed courtyard, and we clearly hear that the source of the sound was someone speaking over a radio or walkie-talkie. And Ravi feels the sound is coming from this square hole in the ceiling. Because afterwards Ravi will hear another familiar sound coming from the speaker hall, and this sound will terrify him. Falls, and he manages to block the passage. We see him in what seems to be a narrow living room. He turns and heads toward a staircase there, moving as far away as possible from that horrible thing. Then the camera cuts off. Before we continue, let's go back a little. Here at this moment, pausing the video, at the moment we see for the first time the thing that is chasing Ravi. It is something present in the original video, and I am not the one who paused the video. This reminds us that someone is controlling the video. The big question that has turned the internet upside down is, what is the truth about this thing? We cannot see its shape clearly, but it has a human form, yet with what appear to be indistinct mutations that look strange. Even its movement is strange. At one moment we see it moving on all fours, then on its legs in an unbalanced way as if it is limping, and it seems to have trouble moving properly. Whatever it is certain that this thing is terrifying in an unnatural way. We return to where we left off. After the video cuts, we see this strange clip where Ravi zooms in on an area containing something we can't identify. Is it an insect, a spider emerging from a crack, or just some mold like we've seen many times before? It happens in a quick moment, unclear, as if this thing were moving. We follow Ravi's progress in this place, which is dirtier and more chaotic than anything we've seen so far. He passes by this strange corner. Then, we see a picture and realize that the person in it is Mao Zedong, the former leader of China. Ravi continues moving forward. He notices a metal sign, large pipes, ventilation fans like those found in industrial facilities. He eventually finds this door in this strange corner. When he passes through it, we see he has entered a different place. We notice it's cleaner and more organized, similar to the office area he fell into initially, but this one is somewhat different. We notice the atmosphere has changed in this place. He moves through it and after a few moments discovers large windows that overlook the following. Is beyond Ravi's capacity to comprehend, to the point that we hear him laughing hysterically. Honestly, this scene is perhaps the strangest I've encountered in my life. It put me in an atmosphere I couldn't describe. This place looks like a vast, illogical city dominated by night and the color red. It's called online the Red City. We can hear that strange sound coming from it, whose source we cannot precisely identify. After this, Ravi passes through a hallway and finds himself in front of a passage like the one we saw earlier. This sound, it's the sound of the city. I don't know, but when I hear it and look at this area, it gives me the feeling that the city is not just a strange, static, illogical place. It also gives me the feeling that the city in some incomprehensible way is alive, as if it has consciousness, as if it watches, knows, and feels anyone wandering inside it. Anyway, Ravi then finds himself in a place with yellow walls, the classic type of area in the backrooms. He passes momentarily through an area he passed through before, but from a different angle. He continues moving until he encounters something that makes him stop and take a moment. Is someone standing there? After focusing, Ravi understands that this thing is inanimate. When he reaches it, he sees it's just a cardboard cutout of a man. He continues on his way, and at one moment he looks back to see if anything moved. He continues further until he reaches an area different from the yellow walls, less spacious. We see a number of machines, boxes, and various objects. Once again, Ravi looks behind him. Apparently he's cautious, having realized that in this place you can never predict what might happen or who might sneak up behind you. He continues further until he comes upon this place. looks like a blue American-style house, located in a large hall covered with decorative paper in a sky pattern. Regardless of the strangeness of this, we can see some striking details. There are many clothes, shoes, and hats scattered on the ground. What is concerning is that we see other traces. It's impossible to say whether they are signs of decay or dried blood. We see them on the ground near the clothes, and also abundantly on narrow paths located around the sides of the area. In this corner we can see traces that look like footsteps of someone or something. Honestly, I don't know what all this means, but it's really worrying and gives the feeling that something terrible happened here too. Ravi spots what appears to be another statue, but illogically it seems embedded in the ground. He has no choice but to continue and move toward the house in the center, cautiously preparing to enter. Once again he looks behind him. Ravi enters the house, takes a few steps, and sees a trace as if someone had passed through here. He hears the sound of a television in the distance. There's a chair that has fallen to the floor. Once more we see clothes on the ground, a white towel stained with something, and also a bag, a used plate, an alcoholic drink, and what looks like some kind of solution or medicine. He also sees a shoe embedded in the ground like the statue earlier. Around it we see what looks like, once again, decay, or perhaps dried blood. As I said, we can't be certain. Let's leave this for later. Ravi takes a few steps until he starts hearing a sound like someone talking on the phone. He slowly moves toward the source.
One way or another, just sooner is better than later, for sure, because we're cleaning things up. That place is empty right now, but we've got a few people looking at it. And well, you know, it would be helpful if you could come by on Wednesday and have a look at the place. The price is going down by the week. I mean, you gotta get out here sooner or later, because time is not in our hands here.
Ravi hears the sound clearly. There is a man talking from inside the house he is in, but oddly, he doesn't see this man. Ravi tries to communicate with this man, and the man interacts with him.
The clock's ticking, right? The price is going
Hello?
down. Hold on, sorry. I think someone's upstairs. Someone out there?
I'm sorry. I don't know where I am. I need help.
You're on private property. You need to leave.
I'm trying, okay? I don't want to be
This is the
here.
guy who keeps coming around here trying to talk to my boys.
What? No, my name is Ravi, sir. I'm not trying to cause you any trouble. I'm just lost.
My family's trying to sleep. Leave or I'm calling the police. If you really need help, the station's a quarter mile down the road.
Listen, I can't. I've been walking for like 9 fucking hours, man. Where the hell are we? I can't even see you. Actually, do call the cops. That's fine. Just please help me out here. Hello?
Where are you?
Well, what?
Where the hell are you? I just looked outside and I don't see you.
I'm not... I'm in like a living room with a fish on the wall.
What? Is this some kind of game you're doing? Are you having a laugh over this?
I'm not. It's just, it sounds like you're on the other side of this wall, but this door goes nowhere.
Are you in my walls?
What? I don't know where I am. I've been trapped in this goddamn hell building for hours, and you're the first actual person I've found, so can you please just, I don't know, get a hole in the...
This part of the video may be a bit complicated, but with a little focus you'll understand what's happening. Ravi is now inside a house within what we know as the backrooms, and he heard a man talking on the phone. Ravi tried to communicate with him. From the conversation that took place between them, we understand that this man is at the doorstep of his house outside, which is the same house, but the man is an ordinary civilian, seemingly in the real world, and he is a father of at least 2 children. Likely this is a picture of him with one of his children. During the conversation, both Ravi and the man understand that they are experiencing an unknown, illogical phenomenon that they cannot explain. The man hears Ravi's voice but doesn't see him, and Ravi likewise hears the man's voice but doesn't see him. We also understand that the man's children had previously complained that someone was trying to talk to them. Perhaps another person who had fallen into the backrooms like Ravi and found himself in this area and tried to address the man's children, just as Ravi is doing now. Apparently, this time it's the father, while he was having a conversation at the door of his house, who hears someone from inside the house wanting to communicate, and that voice is Ravi. Ravi hears that the man's voice is coming from this door, but we clearly see it's blocked and doesn't lead anywhere. We understand that this door in the real world leads to an area like a terrace or courtyard belonging to the house, and the man was talking on the phone there. When the man tries to enter through the door to meet Ravi, he doesn't find him there, but we hear clearly from his voice that he is right in front of him. They are in the same place, the same house, but in a different reality.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Even in different time
I
periods.
just need to go home.
Why can't you leave?
I just told you there's no fucking exit or anything. This place keeps going on forever. Can you just show me where the exit is and I'll be out of here?
Okay, alright, listen, we're having some of the wainscoting here redone. I can open up the wall here, it's still loose, but I need you to move slowly, alright?
Thank you!
Come out with your hands first, I want to see your face, and we'll take things from there.
Thank you!
The man, believing Ravi is stuck in the wall, suggests opening that small vent at the bottom to communicate better. But at the moment he does that, this happens.
I think it's...
What the fuck? What? Oh my god.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Hello?
Something terrible happens to the father.
Harry, what happened? Hello? Oh God, please!
After that, the video cuts. Then we see the last recording of Ravi, where his camera battery is about to run out. We understand that several hours have passed. Given the red light and the sound of the Red City, we understand he is somewhere in the Red City. We clearly see that Ravi's morale is completely destroyed. He has lost hope and fallen into despair. We hear him say that he has forgotten what the sky looks like, and he leaves a message to his friends saying he just wants to return home and see them again, before the camera stops.
I just want to go home. I just want to go home.
Of course, before anything else, let's go back to the moment when the father tried to open that small vent. The first thought, and as many who have talked about the subject believe, is that the man was also pulled into the backrooms because the place here is unstable. We've seen this many times before. When there is a specific area in reality that is unstable, if you approach it enough you can be pulled into the backrooms. Yes, it's possible that this happened to the man. But when we rewatch what happened to the father, we hear an accompanying sound that isn't clear. It sounds like something screaming or growling.
What the fuck? What? Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck?
I'm not sure honestly, but I feel that regardless of whether the father also fell into the backrooms, something else happened to him or he was subjected to something else. Also, the father's scream was different from the sound of someone who just fell into the backrooms.
I think it's...
What the fuck? What? Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck?
His scream sounded like he saw something terrible and horrifying that caused him to be terrified. And that's not all. We've seen many videos of various incidents where someone finds an area with a glitch and falls into the backrooms and gets lost there. But if you focus from the beginning, this entire video is different. From the start there are many details that make me feel something is off, that it was more dangerous than it seemed and concealed a horrifying truth. Why does the wall in Ravi's basement have a hole? If we focus on its edges, we'll notice that the thing that broke the wall broke it from the other side to come out. And most likely it's the same thing that broke the glass door to the basement. Is it possible that something came out of Ravi's basement toward the outside world? Why is there a green light emanating from this passage in that corner? And when Ravi gets close enough, we can clearly hear that something was activated. Doesn't this remind you of something? Why does this give me the feeling that Ravi's fall into the backrooms from the very beginning was not an accident? When Ravi opened the door and entered this area and saw the long chair, after taking a few steps we see him turn around for a moment, and we can clearly see that the door was open. Then only seconds later, when he tried to go back, he first found that the light had gone out, and second that the door was closed. And we saw that it was clearly open. Is this a phenomenon of the backrooms, or did someone close it? The backrooms, guys, don't close doors. Yes, you'll find locked doors and unlocked doors inside, but we've never seen the backrooms close a door that was open a minute earlier. So the strong probability is that someone closed it. To support my hypothesis, at a certain moment before Ravi even saw that the light went out and the door closed, after he saw that small passage and decided to return the way he came, we can hear at a specific second this sound. Like the sound of a door closing. And this sound, guys, feels natural, as if someone is closing a door, to the extent that it couldn't be a phenomenon of the backrooms, because backrooms phenomena always give a feeling of strangeness. The closing of the door was done by an agent. The question arises, did someone want Ravi to take this path? And if so, who or what is it? And why? Also, what will support my hypothesis further is the light turning off, something we saw before in Ravi's journey multiple times, such as when Ravi encountered the thing that attacked him in this scene. We clearly see it turned off the light. So in this scene we see Ravi turned off the light to hide, and that thing turned it back on. So is this thing the one that turned off the light and closed the door? And was it stalking Ravi from the beginning? Possibly. We can't say for sure, but what is certain is that this thing is not a mindless monster attacking without awareness. To prove this to you, in the moment after Ravi moved away through what looked like the furniture showroom and tried to leave before this thing tried to break down the door, we clearly see it tried to knock on the door calmly. This thing has clear awareness and intelligence. It turns lights on and off, closes doors, knocks on doors. I don't know what else it can do. Also, among the points I want to strongly highlight is when Ravi entered the blue house. Here are some details that most people likely didn't notice. The footprints we see on the floor. First, they are footprints heading outward. From behind these traces, the person was leaving. Second, they are the footprints of only 1 foot, meaning only 1 foot of the owner left these traces, not both. Third, The starting point of the footprints is the shoe we see embedded in the ground. If we assume that the stains left on the footprints and around the shoe are dried blood, then we get a very interesting and even strong theory. It suggests that someone's foot was stuck or embedded into the floor of the house and got trapped there. If that happened, he would have been forced to cut off the front half of his foot to free it. This would cause bleeding, which would explain the dried blood around the stuck shoe, and also why only one foot left traces, the foot that had the wound. We can see that the bleeding was stronger at the shoe and weaker further along the footprints. This leads us to something that strengthens this theory further: the towel stained with dried blood, the alcohol bottle, and the medicine. The person who cut part of his foot to free himself and bled likely used the towel to try to stop the bleeding, and also used the alcohol bottle. We know alcohol is used to clean wounds and even to relieve pain. This solution or medicine might be a painkiller or antibiotic. What supports this even more is the statue stuck in the ground outside the house, showing that this area is unstable and things can sink into the floor. Of course, we can't be certain whether he was walking and his foot fell into an unstable area and got stuck, or whether he was pulled into the back rooms and found his foot already stuck. But given the bag we see on the side and the supplies he had with him that he used to treat his foot, the idea that he was walking in the back rooms and his foot got stuck because he stepped on an unstable area is more likely. Also, we can't be certain whether he cut his foot, or pulled it forcefully and tore it to free it, or if it was severed at the moment it got stuck. Whatever the case, someone lost half their foot and went through a horrific and painful experience in this place. Most likely, he is now wandering the corridors of the back rooms, limping. Wait a minute. He is limping. Even his movement is strange. At one moment we see him moving on all fours, and then on his legs, unbalanced as if limping. There are many details I didn't delve into, not because I don't want to or because I think you'll get bored. On the contrary, I know that most of you this is the topic you most want me to talk about for as long as possible. But the real reason is that uploading a longer video takes me more time, which would make me disappear for a long time. The world of the Backrooms by Kane Pixels is incredibly vast and deep. The more you delve into it, the more you discover it's deeper than you can imagine. Kane Pixels, once again, proves he is a genius in writing and creating topics. And of course, if you've seen the film enough on this video, I promise you I will upload another part as soon as possible, going deeper into the topic, especially since the film, as I said, is coming this year, which everyone assumes will expand this world more and delve deeper into it. There will likely be upcoming videos where we talk more about this topic. Anyway, I really want you to write your opinions in the comments. I really want to know your thoughts on this topic, and also what you want later. I hope from the bottom of my heart that you like this video. Don't forget to like. See you in the next video.